Let's see here. What is up, beautiful people? Is my mic working? Let's make sure my mic's working. There we go. All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Feels good to be back. I know we've been streaming. This is like our third day back since everything happened. But it still feels exciting. Still feels almost new to me. So excited to be here. Let's see who we're going to get in tonight. I know that the streams have been occurring at like later hours before all that crap kind of happened. We were streaming earlier during the day. We were trying to do like afternoon hours, but being gone for a month kind of threw me off. It threw my sleep off. So I'm back on like a night owl sleep schedule, and that's why you're starting to see the later streams as opposed to the afternoon streams. Hopefully, it's not a huge problem for you guys. Hopefully, it's not a huge problem and it still works out for everybody. Of course, if you miss it live, you can always check it out after it gets uploaded. But yeah, that's why you're seeing the later afternoon streams. Hopefully, that's still okay with you guys. Mike, what is up? Sanchez, what's up? Honey, what is up? Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. Today we've got a good one in store for you. We're going to be talking about old fears, old thoughts. We're going to be talking about how, sometimes these old fears, these old negative thoughts that you thought you were over, they started to make you laugh. You started to be like, oh, I don't know why that ever bothered me. Oh, here we go. We're starting to have some of these old thoughts come back. We're starting to have some of these old fears come back. We're going to talk about why that happens, and we're going to talk about what you can do about that, okay? Because that is not uncommon. That does happen from time to time during recovery. We're going to talk about why that happens. We're going to talk about what you can do about that. Okay, so that's what I've got in store for you guys tonight. It's going to be a good one. Perfect timing. Hey, bro, what is up? Love the late streams. Glad they work out for you. Healed and chilled. What's up, WV? What's up, Travis? So glad you're doing better, dude. So damn good to have you back. So damn good to be back. Welcome, welcome. What is up, Doris? Not going to pretend to understand what you said. I believe it was a bit of a typo there, but welcome nonetheless. Good to have you. What's up, Perp? Welcome, dude. We're going to give it a minute, as always. Let some people get in here. Uh, let's see. I'm going to pull the comments up on my phone as well as my second monitor, just so I don't miss anything. Before we get started, we're going to plug a few things. We're going to plug a few things because I rarely ever do that. I should probably start trying to do that. Also, number one, we're using the webcam again tonight. I know it's kind of a shitty quality. I'm not used to having to turn on the new camera and charge the battery and all that. Forgive me. I'm going to get into a habit of it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm going to get into a habit of it. But yeah, I want to plug a few things before we get started tonight. TikTok. I am on TikTok. Check me out. It's kind of new to me. I don't know how well my TikToks are doing over there, but I'm trying. If you want to follow me on TikTok, you can do so. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff under Vacate Fear. If I'm on any sort of social media, period, you can find it under Vacate Fear. So go check me out on all that good stuff. Also, make sure you leave a like on the streams. They do help the channel grow. And real quick, let me drop. Actually, I can't because I'm not signed in over here. I was going to drop the Discord link. Maybe I can do that right here. I think I can. We're going to drop the Discord link. We're going to try to drop the Discord link for anybody who wants it. Let's see. Discord's a cool little place where we all just kind of hang out in between streams. So if you want to join us over there, we'd be happy to have you. Right there, gonna drop that in the chat. There you go. If you want to join us. What's up, Wonder Bro? What's up, Brian? How you doing, dude? It's been a minute. What's up, Miller? What's up, John? Jimmy John? What's up, dude? Welcome, welcome. Missed you, my dear friend. Missed you too, man. I missed all of you guys. I missed all of you guys, seriously. All right, let's see here. I don't want to start too soon. I want to give everybody a chance to get in here who wants to catch us live, but I know these later stream times are not the best for everyone, so we don't usually fill up right away. It kind of takes a minute for people to get those notifications. Make sure that you have that notification bell turned on. Make sure. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. Can symptoms come before anxious feelings? Well, a lot of times when people say anxious feelings, that's what they're talking about is symptoms. It's kind of like an umbrella term. If you're saying anxious feelings, then you can say symptoms, right? Does that make sense to you? It's kind of more or less the same thing there. All right, guys, we're about 5 minutes into this, so let's go ahead and get started on the topic of tonight's stream. It's going to be a good one. We're going to be talking about those old fears, old thoughts, seemingly returning, right? So this can happen during recovery, and a lot of people make the mistake of kind of falling back when this happens. They get caught off guard by it. They get taken by surprise. They're like, wow, Wonder Bro, for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, month, I don't know, I've been doing, better. I know that I'm improving. I feel like I'm improving. And then they come to me and they say, out of the blue, I had this thought come. Out of the blue, I had this old fear come. Out of the blue, I had this old trigger come back, right? And they get really taken off guard by that. They get really taken off guard by that, and unfortunately, because they are so taken off guard by that, they go back into the worry. They start worrying about it. They start fighting with it again. They kind of forget what they learned, right? Just because they were so blindsided by the fact that out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere, they had some old fears or some old thoughts return. So why does this happen, right? Why does this happen? Why is this a thing? Why is it so common, and what can you do about it? Well, as far as what you can do about it goes, you know that you just got to get back to the advice. You know that you got to stay on board with the advice. You've got a brain that needs to continue to be retrained. Now, as far as why this happens, okay, your brain is actually very smart. It's kind of performing in somewhat of a dumb way. It kind of seems stupid. Why am I afraid of such weird things, such funny things? Why am I afraid of this? So it kind of seems like the brain is performing in a bit of a dumb way, but the brain is actually very smart. It remembers. It remembers your fears. It remembers these thoughts that you used to entertain and fight with for so long. It remembers you chalking them up as important due to your reaction towards them. And what I mean by your reaction towards them is how you respond to these thoughts. When these thoughts come, if you start going, oh God, don't want that, push that away, fight, debate, argue, you're going to tell your brain that these thoughts are important. Now, if you've done that long enough, it is going to take some time with your new accepting approach. We talked about this yesterday, building the new accepting you. It is going to take some time for you, what's a good word to use here? For you to convince your brain that these thoughts, right, that you used to fight with, that you used to entertain, that you used to argue with, that you used to try to push away, right? It's going to take some time for you to train your brain to understand completely and fully 110% that these thoughts are not real dangers. Your brain is very smart in that way. It wants to make sure that you're okay. It wants to be 110% positive that these thoughts are not real dangers, as in a real tiger in the room with you, because your brain doesn't know the difference. So your brain is smart in that way. It wants to be sure, right? It wants to be sure. So you can be doing really well with your recovery. You can go a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, and then you might have a small brush with some of these old fears again. You might have a small brush with some of these old thoughts again, right? But if you let that take you off guard and you start to freak out about that, you start to worry about that, you start to add what is worry? It's all this second fear that you add. Oh God, this, oh God, that. Fight with the thought, fight with the thought, fight with the thought. If you start to do that, when you are revisited by some of these old fears, and I'm not saying that you can't have a straight line recovery. Some people do. It's not very often. Some people do. But if you get taken off guard and you get blindsided by some old fears and you start doing all the worry, you start doing all the second fear, you're just reinforcing to your brain that these things are real dangers when they're not, right? So if you're in recovery, and this message is mostly for my people that are in recovery. It's not really something that a lot of people have to deal with after you're fully recovered. But if you're in recovery, or maybe you are fully recovered and one day you have a brush with an old fear, an old thought, regardless, it doesn't matter. When these things happen, first and foremost, you can't get carried away with it. You cannot get carried away with it. You can't start thinking, oh God, I'm back to square one. This is horrible. I thought I was over this. If you start going down that road, you're going down the road of second fear, and you know where that leads. It's not fun. It's not fun, and it's not good for you. Right? So, first and foremost, do not get taken too off guard by these things. I know that when they happen after you've had a good 2 weeks, a good 3 weeks, or whatever, or, I know when they kind of happen out of nowhere, the first knee jerk reaction is to go, oh crap. But you need to catch that, and you need to remember what your boy Wonder Bros said. We don't want to have that knee jerk reaction, and if we do have that knee jerk reaction, we need to catch it, and we need to remember I am training my brain how to respond to these thoughts. So if I get involved with this, if I start fighting with this, arguing with this, giving this way too much importance with how I respond to it, right? Instead of just accepting the feelings, accepting the thoughts, it's not fun, it's not comfortable, but I know if I get too involved with this, even though it kind of caught me off guard a little bit, if I get too involved with this, I'm just going to reinforce to my brain that this is a danger when it's not. So I know what I need to do, right? I've seen it happen. I've seen people come to me and say, "Hey, I had a good week." But here, this old thought that didn't make me fearful yesterday, it's making me fearful today. And I'm like, okay, well, don't let that make you start to worry. Because if you do, you're going to just reinforce to the brain that this thing is a real tiger in the room with you when it's not. How you train your brain, right, also counts the thoughts. It also counts towards the thoughts. You can teach your brain to be very afraid and sound the alarm over certain thoughts, right? And it's how you react to them. Now, when these thoughts come, they might cause a lot of fear. That's out of your control. We call that first fear. But it's whether or not you add the worry, whether or not you accept, just accept, or you start to add the worry, that is going to train your brain, okay, and it's going to teach your brain how to respond to these thoughts. Right? So if you let them catch you off guard and you let them, get you into the worry again, if you let them get you into the worry, the second fear, the fighting, the debating, if you allow that to happen, you are just going to reinforce to your brain that these thoughts are somehow important or dangerous or a real tiger in the room with you, which of course they're not, right? So first and foremost, if you do really well for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long, and you kind of get caught off guard by some old fears, some old thoughts that you thought you were completely over. Hey, I had that thought 2 days ago and it didn't bother me, but today it's really bothering me. Understand that this is normal. This happens. It's a misfire. It's a misfire. And the best thing that you can do for your brain in that moment is take advantage of this misfire. Because when these misfires are happening, that is when your brain is learning the most. So the best thing you can do in those moments, even though I know they seem to take you off guard a little bit, the best thing you can do in those moments is accept that A, it is a misfire, and B, take advantage of that misfire. Use acceptance. Work on the new person that you're becoming, right? So again, just to kind of wrap up the point of tonight's stream, because I do get approached with that question quite often. What do we do when we're kind of taken off guard or taken off balance by old fears or old thoughts that we thought we were over? First and foremost, accept that it's a misfire. And then, secondly, take advantage of that misfire. Because while that misfire is happening, those feelings are there, those thoughts are there, it's all bubbling up. While this is happening, is the chance for you to retrain your brain. Is a chance for you to retrain your brain. Your brain learns while anxiety is turned on. So that's the two things you need to remember if you happen to get kind of caught off guard by some old fears or old thoughts. Understand that A, it's just a misfire. It doesn't mean anything. If you start thinking, oh God, I'm back to square one, blah, 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 stop. It doesn't mean anything. It's a misfire. And number two, take advantage of the misfire. We've talked about this in the past, the power of perspective, viewing these misfires as opportunities rather than, oh God, I'm back to square one, or rather than, oh, this sucks. I thought I was over this, and then blah, blah, blah. This is not the winning attitude. This is not the attitude we want to have. We need to remember those two things. A, it's a misfire. B, let's take advantage of the misfire. Right? This is the winning attitude. This is the route that we want to take. This is how we want to view this thing. Right? So I do get approached with that question quite often. People tell me I'm doing so well, and then this kind of caught me off guard out of nowhere, and I'm like, do not start worrying about it. Understand that it is a misfire. Understand that you have a choice to go down the route of, oh God, back to square one, oh God, blah, blah, blah. Understand that that's all your choice, and you need to make the right choice here. Understand it's a misfire, take advantage of the misfire. Understand that it's a misfire, take advantage of the misfire. Understand that it's a misfire, take advantage of the misfire. That way you can continue to drive home your point to the brain. That way you can continue to drive home your recovery. This is a good thing. Are you telling me that seriously, Wonder Bro? Are you seriously telling me that if I did good for 2 weeks and then I had some old thoughts come back and they caused me anxiety, you're telling me that's a good thing? Yes, if you allow it to be. Are you telling me that's a good thing? Yes, if you take advantage of it because you need it. You need it. Anxiety learns the most while anxiety is turned on. So if you view it this way, you're now on the correct path. Right? If you view it this way, you're now on the correct path. If you view it in the way of, oh God, I've done this work, but here it is, caught me off guard. If you start going down that nasty, nasty path, how far is that going to get us? Right? How far is that going to get us? So, number one, accept that it's a misfire. And number two, take advantage of the misfire. All right, you guys, this is the winning attitude. This is the new mindset that we have to work on. This is the new perspective that you've got to hold near and dear. All right, you guys. So that was the point of tonight's stream. Hopefully that answers. Like I said, that's a pretty common question that I get. I wouldn't say on a daily basis, but I get that question pretty often. So hopefully that takes care of that for anybody out there who was kind of curious about that or experiencing that. And again, that's not to say that you can't have a pretty straight line recovery. I guess it's possible. It's possible for some people, but for the most of us, it doesn't actually work like that. A recovery is full of ups and downs. So this is kind of just a stream to remind you guys that, A, it's normal, and B, here's how you handle it. Except that it's a misfire, take advantage of the misfire. So with that, we are done with the point of today's stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like if you did. It helps the channel grow, man, and it gets this good stuff out to other people who need it. Anytime you take a second to hit that like button, you are helping other people get this content. You are helping other people get this advice that need it. So make sure you hit that like button. Let's see who we've got in chat tonight. I believe we've got Sanchez because I see all the emotes covering the screen. So yes, I do believe we've got Sanchez in here tonight. What's up, Sanchez? Good to see you, dude. Let's see, George. What's up, George? What's up, Jesse? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a minute, dude. How you been? 5 months, no anxiety. Thanks to Wonder Bro. That's awesome, dude. Keep it up, George. Jimmy, congrats. Normal. Yep. Let's see. I think that's everybody. I think we got to everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys got any plans for the holidays? Talk to me. And while we do that, let's go ahead and get some. Nice, lovely music going in the background here. We love you so much. Thank you for helping me. Absolutely, universe. Absolutely. My pleasure. My pleasure. I'll get us some music going here. It's good to see you. I hope you're having a good night. Let's see. Yeah, we should turn that up just a little bit. There we go. A little bit of lo-fi. I don't know if I'm gonna like this playlist just yet, but we'll see. We'll see. Wonder Bro, you've helped me so far in life since 2 years ago. That is awesome, universe. Keep it up. Keep it up. Give yourself some props too. You deserve it. You deserve it. No, I'm not a fan. I can already tell I'm not a fan of this playlist. Not a fan of this playlist. What happened to the Christmas theme? The Christmas theme is on the post stream screen. There we go. I couldn't get my words out. Yeah, if you're talking about this, yeah, I think that's what you're talking about. I need to do the main screen here and get that decorated. We're running out of time. We're running out of time. This year flew by. Gosh, I remember when the pandemic started. Now it is 3 years later. I know, crazy, right? It seems like all that crap started yesterday. It really does. Seems like it was just yesterday we were talking about all that. Time's flying by, man. Sanchez always keeping the spirit alive. How are you doing that? How are you doing like the diagonal and it's so organized and beautiful? You are the master of emotes, dude. Is that just like a copy and paste thing? It has to be. There's no way you took the time to do that. I keep forgetting I'm not signed in on anything over here. How do you feel about all these variations of COVID? It doesn't really concern me. It doesn't really concern me. I guess I've just taken the whole no worry thing and ran with it, right? It's kind of like, what good is that going to do? What good is that going to do, you know? Alright, hold on just a second, guys. I'll be right back. Gonna grab a water. Okay, there we go. That's better. That's better. What's up, Edgar? Welcome, dude. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I can see where like the concern would come in for some people. I get how that could play on some people's anxiety, but for me, it's just kind of like I don't know. I really dedicate to this less worry thing. I guess I've realized the true extent of how futile worry is. You know, at the end of the day. So the whole COVID thing has never really bothered me that much. I'm kind of just like, you know, it is what it is. What am I gonna do about it? It's just true. It's true. If you think about it, sounds really cliche to say, but you gotta learn to break that worry habit. You know, it doesn't serve any real purpose. It really doesn't at the end of the day. I know it's a very, very strong habit. I know it seems like it's helpful on the surface, but when you really start to work on it, you start to realize how, I guess you could say, out of your control a lot of things are that are going on around you, and the worry doesn't serve any purpose besides to fry your nerves. So there's that. By pressing the emojis constantly. What are your thoughts on exposure therapy? It helps up to a certain point. I would say, you know, acceptance, exposure, two different terms, but they mean the same thing, right? So if you're in acceptance of your fears, your thoughts, your anxieties, if you're in acceptance of them, that's kind of the same as you could say exposure, because you're willing to feel these things now. You're willing to feel the thoughts, you're willing to feel the feelings, you're willing to feel these things. Right? So we could take those two terms and we could say they're pretty much the same thing. If you're dedicating to acceptance, you're dedicating to exposure to a certain degree, right? Which means you're willing to go forth into things, you're willing to feel the feelings, you're willing to have the thoughts, you're willing to drop the fight. So two terms that could pretty much mean the same thing at the end of the day. What's up, Kate? I'm late. You can always watch the what was she called? The recorded version, the replay. It's a strong habit. Worry is a strong habit. Nobody can deny that. Worry is a strong habit. And even after you desensitize, worry is still a strong habit. You know, once I desensitized, I still worried about things, right? And there's times today where I can get into some worry about things, but I'm very quick to remind myself just how futile that is and work on allowing these thoughts, right? That want me to kind of worry about life events and things happening in the real world. And it's so pointless. It's so futile. So one could say that you know, breaking the worry habit is probably the best thing you could do for yourself. It really is. Claire Weeks called it second fear, but we all know that worry is exactly what she was getting at. There's really no difference in the two. Really no difference in the two. On the Discord, you mentioned you were busy coaching in the last stream. You didn't have a phone to coach. Yeah, I just got my stuff back 2 days ago. Just got my stuff back 2 days ago. But while I didn't have my things, I was able to use my mom's phone for a little bit. Wasn't really used to an Android, but I made it work. But now that I've got my actual phone back, it's a lot easier. Yeah, I've got no reason to lie to you guys about anything. If I wanted to quit doing YouTube, I would just tell you. I would just tell you. You should have saw me at the interview. I had all the physical symptoms, sweaty, shaking hands while writing, etc. But you still did it. You still did it, and that's what's important, John. You still did it, and that's what's important. So you can't really control that first fear, but you were able to still do the thing. You still did the thing. Hopefully, it didn't add too much second fear during, right? So you still did it, and you still deserve a pat on the back for it. Yeah, so I just got my actual things back a few days ago, and during that month, I was able to borrow my mom's phone for a little bit off and on. And that was pretty much it. Wasn't too used to an Android, but I made it work the best I could to check the Discord, use my PC from time to time. But finally having my things back has made it a lot easier. And I can stream. And I can stream. Thank God. You guys have any idea how weird it was for me going from an iPhone to an Android? No hate on all my Android people, right? I know there's a lot of Android people out there. No hate on you guys or anything, but that was miserable for me. That was miserable for me. It's just so slow. I don't know, guys. It's just so slow using an Android. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. What's up, Ghost? Had a lot of second fear, but yes, I did. So second fear, it's important to remember what our terms mean, right? Second fear is you adding to the problem. Second fear is you psyching yourself out. That's one way you could put it. Second fear is you psyching yourself out, so to speak, right? And if you did that, that's okay. We can learn from that. If you did that, that's okay. We can learn from that. That's fine. Sanchez always keeping the holiday spirits alive, whatever the holiday might be. I bet you miss Halloween. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and I say I bet you miss Halloween. I know you do. Okay, so you had a lot of first fear. All right, got you. So first and second fear, important to be clear on what those are for anybody that's kind of new here. First fear is out of your control, right? First fear is the anxiety you feel, it's the thoughts that you have. It's out of your control. They seem to kind of come out of nowhere. So important to remember that. Second fear in your control, because second fear, kind of refers to if you psych yourself out, if you start doing a lot of worry over the first fear, so forth and so on. So first fear out of your control, second fear in your control. It really comes down to the individual, John. I always tell people they can go at their own pace, which some people are like, that's weird for you, Wonder Bro, telling people they can go at their own pace. Aren't you kind of more of like a in your face, aggressive kind of, yeah? Well, it comes down to the individual because of this. If I tell someone that they should push it, push it, push it, and they're not at the point where they're doing less second fear and they're still adding a ton of second fear, and we still have a lot of practice and learning to do as far as, first and second fear goes, you probably shouldn't tell them to push it, push it, push it. Right? They need to work on it. Of course, they need to do it, and of course, they need to work on it. But at the same time, I leave that up to the individual because everybody's kind of at a different place mentally with that first and second fear practice. You get what I'm saying? So, although of course you should do it, of course you should work on it, to tell someone that they need to push it, push it, push it, if they don't even know, for example, what first and second fear is, probably not a good idea. We want to make sure these people have a good understanding first, and we want to make sure that they're willing to practice it secondly. So I always just leave it up to the person. The way I word it is everybody's allowed to go at their own pace. Sanchez! Hey, Sanchez, thank you so much, dude, for the $20 tip. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's give a round of applause in the chat to my boy Sanchez. I appreciate you, dude. You the man. You the man, Sanchez. Your holiday spirit. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much, man. You've been a big help. Let's see if I missed any comments. Again, thank you so much, Sanchez. I appreciate you, dude. We're on a 53-day streak. Everybody should be very thankful for Sanchez. He's hit a lot of those goals all by himself. Did I miss any comments? I'm sorry, you know how it is with the Racing Mind. I knew there's an explanation. Much love, bro. No problem, Edgar. It got really complicated there for a lot of us there for a while. So during that whole month, you know, when I didn't have my things, I was still trying to keep my head above water and do some messaging sessions, which I could do on my PC. And when I couldn't do that, I was trying to bum my mom's phone for a little bit to try to get some sessions in. So it was just very, very complicated there for a while. But now that I've got my own things back, my own things, my tablet, my phone, all that good stuff, I can do my own thing. I don't have to rely on bumming a phone here, bumming a phone there. I don't have to rely on using my PC. You know, it was very complicated there for a while, but now we're back in business. I got all of my stuff back, so everything is back to normal. It's taken me a minute to kind of adjust to it. I mean, once you go, what was it, a month and like 10 days or something? I don't know the exact timeline, but once you go that long without having your own things and you kind of get out of your routine, it's like, how do I function? How do I do this again? So it's kind of taken me a second, but we're back. I feel like we're back to normal for the most part. But no, absolutely, I understand being a bit confused. I was confused during that month, so. But rest assured, I was speaking about this on yesterday's stream. Rest assured, guys, if I ever just wanted to quit YouTube, or if I just didn't want to stream anymore, or if I just didn't want to coach anymore, whatever the case may be, like if I seriously just didn't want to do it, and I was moving on to something else, which I doubt will ever happen, but if that were the case, if that were ever the case, I would just tell you. I would just flat out tell you, I've got no reason to try to make up a cover story like I'm afraid of repercussions or something. No, I would just tell you. I would just say, look, we're done. You know, I'd put it in a better way than that, but I would say, look, we're done. We're moving on to other things. There will be no more stream. You know, blah blah blah. I would let you know. So don't worry. Don't worry. Don't freak out on me. Don't freak out on me. I do use a PC to log in, but I didn't know my password and I had to get a verification code, which, guess what, is sent to my phone. So that was the problem. That was the problem. So I knew my password for a very long time, but then once upon a time I changed it because I got an email saying that my password was involved in a security breach, and I was like, holy shit, I cannot allow my YouTube account to get taken over by somebody. I need to change this to something very, very strong. And that's what I did. I changed it to a very long, very strong password, something I could never remember off the top of my head. And then I lose my things for a month. I go to log into my YouTube account on my PC. I'm not signed in, and when I go to log in, I need a verification code. And guess what? That is sent to my phone, which I did not have. I tried to guess the password about 150 times until I was locked out of it. So that was pretty much done at that point. Yeah, so it was a mess. It was a mess. And then I thought, hey, I can use my tablet. I can get, you know, my email's already signed in on my tablet. I can just get a verification code sent to that on my tablet. Well, I didn't have my tablet either. That was taken as well. So I was out of options at that point. Really sucks. I would die if they took my phone. I mean, yeah, you know, it happened out of nowhere. I really didn't have a choice, so it was kind of like, eh, just had to roll with it, I guess. But everything worked out in the end, so it's fine. You're gonna play some games now after you got your PC back. Well, I didn't lose my PC, but I didn't have my phone, so I didn't have my passwords. I couldn't remember my Steam password either. So even though I did have my PC, I couldn't do much gaming on it, but now I can. So we're back to doing that. I did play some PC games last night a little bit. Look, y'all, I'm done. Bye. that was kind of like the worst part about it all, was the fact that I didn't lose my PC. So my PC is what I stream from. So I'm thinking when it first happens, I'm good. I can still stream whatever. I can do my thing. But then I realized that I don't have my phone for a verification code to get into my freaking account. So that's a problem. There is a lot of wild conspiracy theories, not from a lot of people, not a lot of people, but there's a handful of conspiracy theories about that whole month, that I kind of caught wind of, to the point where I actually took a picture of the physical search warrant and posted it on Discord just so people would shut the fuck up. But which kind of offended me a little bit. It's like I had to go that far and post a picture of what is probably sensitive information, in order to get people to be like, look, why would I have any reason to lie about this? Right? So having to go that far and post an actual physical copy of my search warrant was kind of like, wow, wow, I have to go that far. But I did, just to get those few people to be like, look, dude, why would I have any reason to lie about this? So yeah, over an incident that, really has nothing to do with me at the end of the day, but kind of in the middle of it, it just all sucked, really. It just all sucked, but what can you do about it? We're back to normal now, so. I tried to I tried to kind of like wrap my brain around why people would kind of think that I would make something up in order to not stream. And I'm like, why would I ever do that? If I just didn't want to stream, I would just come on here and say, hey guys, I don't want to stream anymore. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not, nobody's holding a gun to my head forcing me to do this. I don't have to make up a cover story in order to not stream. So it's kind of crazy to me that some people, not a lot, but some people would assume that. I just couldn't figure out why. You think I'm afraid of you, chat? Is that what it is? Does these people think I'm afraid of them or something? I gotta make up a cover story in order to not stream anymore? No, I would just tell you. I would just say, hey, sorry guys. Lost my phone and bought a cheap flip phone to get by for the week. That was a long week. A flip phone, dude. That's going old school. That's going old school. Yeah, I don't know. I probably at the end of the day shouldn't have posted the picture of the warrant. I'm pretty sure some of that's sensitive information. But I don't know. I got so annoyed by it. I was like, there's actually people that think that for some reason I would tell a fib about this. So I just got so annoyed by it that I took a picture of it and uploaded it. Probably shouldn't have, thinking back. I don't know if that's considered sensitive information or not, but just to get these people to shut up. I just did it, so. I didn't even know they sold flip phones anymore, Travis, to be honest with you. I'm trying to think back if I ever owned a flip phone in my life. I think I did at one period for a very short amount of time. When I got into the whole flip phone craze, it didn't last long. It was already on like its dying legs at that point. So I believe I did own a flip phone for a little bit. But it didn't last very long until all the cool new phones came out with like sliding keyboards. Who remembers those? The sliding keyboard phones. Those were the days. Hey, Mickey! Mickey, thank you so much. Make it rain, Mickey. I appreciate you. Shout out, shout out. Thank you for that, Mickey. I appreciate it. testing my basic math abilities once again. That puts us at 33. Thank you so much, Mickey. Huge shout out. I appreciate you. $30 flip phone. I can only imagine how how lightning fast and responsive that $30 flip phone was. I believe a flip phone, like I said, was like my first phone. Didn't last very long because then all the cool ones started to come out with sliding keyboards and everything else. I got on the flip phone craze right as it was a dying trend, so didn't have it for very long. I do remember playing Snake on the flip phone, though. I do remember playing Snake on the flip phone. Those indestructible phones. Hey, Edgar, dude. Edgar, man, thank you so much. I appreciate you. That puts us at testing my basic math abilities. Puts us at 48. Thank you so much, Edgar. I appreciate you, dude. Says Hot Pockets on me. Hey, Terry said Hot Pockets on him yesterday. We're going to have plenty of hot Pockets now. Thank you guys, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to all of you. On a 53-day streak, man. 53-day streak. I appreciate it. And like I said, we're definitely not starting over from zero because it wasn't your guys' fault that I couldn't stream for that month. So, not your fault, not your problem. I would never punish you guys by starting the streak over. That would make no sense. So, that's not your guys' fault. We are still on that 53-day streak. Slower than smoke off shit. I would imagine. That that's pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. Fuck, I should have put 2 more. But no, I'm glad you brought that up. Videos. I'm glad you brought that up because I did want to address that a little bit. I did want to address that. I know. I know when a YouTuber that you watch pretty much daily just kind of disappears and doesn't say anything about it. Of course, your mind might run a little bit wild with you. I reach out to the Discord and let them know because I was still signed in on my Discord on my PC. But that was really my only option. I didn't have a way to sign into my YouTube account, which of course was the whole problem, to let you guys know what was going on here on the YouTube. And that's why a couple days ago I was telling you guys, join the Discord. Join the Discord, right? Like even if even if you don't do much chatting over there, even if it's not your thing, if you just join the Discord for channel announcements, that would be great because Discord is something that I can access. I don't have a crazy long password for Discord, blah, blah, blah. I know my Discord password. It's very, very simple. So the Discord is something I can usually access. And I recommend that you join it, even if you don't use it to chat. That way you can just keep up with channel announcements and stuff. I can't tell you guys the disappointment I felt when I tried to log into my YouTube account the day after all that happened and realized, oh shit, I don't remember this long ass password. And then I was like, oh, that's cool. I can click the forgot password button and go from there. Click the forgot password button and I'm greeted by a screen that says we'll send a verification code to your phone. I'm thinking fuck. I'm thinking fuck. I did try though. I tried to guess that shit until they locked me out. And the funny part about it all is once I got my phone back and I was able to access my passwords and whatnot, I realized that I was just barely off. Like I almost guessed it, but I was just barely off. That's the funniest part about it all. I was close. I was real close. I like the background, getting into the holiday spirits. I don't know why it stops and freezes every now and then. I still haven't figured that out yet. I want to join the Discord, but they ask for a number to text an access code, but I can't receive the text. The phone I'm using now is basically just a video player. No, I understand. So the Discord settings are set on the highest security just to cut back on trolls and stuff, which we don't really have a problem with trolls, but I figured we might as well do that anyway, just in case. So basically you have a phone that doesn't actually have like a number associated with it. It's just kind of like a Wi-Fi phone. That's what I call it. It's a Wi-Fi phone. I can, you know what I can do, just for now, if you still want to join, or if anybody wants to join that's having that problem, I can, let's see, I can set the streamer mode enabled. What, you can't get on here while streaming? If I remember to do so, I'll set the security down one notch. That way anybody who wants to join that's having the same problem as Jimmy can join. You didn't even notice until I pointed it out. It's one of the first things I noticed. I was like, why is that happening? It's set to loop, so I don't know why it does that awkward pause. Hey, what's up, Joseph? Good to see you, dude. Hey, Edgar, with the $2 tip to make it 50. Thank you so much, Edward. I appreciate you, dude. Edgar, sorry. I appreciate you, man. That does make it 50, which does move us on to a 54 day streak. Absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I really, really do. Thank you, thank you. You guys are awesome. I would love that. Yeah, see, I will try my best to remember to do that. It won't let me while I'm on stream. It says streamer mode enabled. I guess it's to protect your settings in case you're sharing your stream or something. I'm not sure. But as soon as the stream goes off, I will try to remember to get on there, lower that security one notch. That way, anybody who wants to join the Discord that is having the same problem as John, you can be able to join. I probably will set it back though, so make sure you get in the door before that happens if you're having the same problem. Let me try to do it again right now, because I want to give you guys the link. Moderation, streamer mode enabled. Let me try to turn it off. Yeah, there we go, okay. Alright, John, you should be able to join now. You shouldn't have to have a phone number. You shouldn't have to have a phone number, so let me post the Discord link again. Let me post the Discord link again and see if you can get in now. So for anybody that couldn't get into the Discord because they didn't have a valid phone or whatever, phone number, try to click that link and get in now. You should be able to. Hopefully that helps you guys out. Hey, it's great to be back, Joseph. I do apologize for the wait. I apologize to all of you for the wait. It was out of my control, out of my hands, and it just kind of came out of nowhere, and I apologize for that. I wish that wouldn't have happened, but there was really nothing I could do about it, so I do apologize for it, though, nonetheless. But it is great to be back. I tried my best to explain it over on the Discord and fill everybody in. It was just a very unexpected and confusing situation. I did try my best to get the word out and explain it, but not everybody's on the Discord. In fact, most people are not on the Discord, so I knew in the back of my mind that a lot of you were going to be left out in the dark, and I hated that. I talked about that on the Discord, how much I hated that, and there was nothing I could do about it because I couldn't get into my account. So it bugged me, man. I hated it, but it's good to be back. I was able to let a small group of people know on the Discord, and that was about it. Had no way to make any other announcements, really. And the Facebook page. But not everybody's on those two things, so. Wonder Bro, I'm going to check out the Discord more often. I think I'm still on there. I still have that alien badge you gave me. Hey, nice, dude. I mean, the Discord's an awesome place. It really is. It's not like your typical anxiety forum. Believe me, we do not treat it like that. If anybody's over there on the Discord fear-mongering, we get rid of them. Well, we don't necessarily get rid of them, but we do let them know, hey, this is a place for acceptance. This is a place for growth. This is a place for getting advice and using advice. This is not an anxiety forum. You know, we keep the Discord ran. I don't want to use the word strict because we're not strict on the Discord. It's actually a very fun time over there. But we do keep the Discord very far away from being anything like an anxiety forum. In fact, most people that chat over there, they don't even chat about anxiety. They use a lot of the other channels, talk about movies, games, all sorts of things. So if you want to join us over there, feel free. I'm also, you know, like all the time trying to do new fun things with it too. Try to keep it fun for everybody that's over there. Adding certain channels and stuff like that. You know what I would like to do? I would like to have our first podcast because hold on. You can see here we are ready. We are ready for a podcast. We're ready to do a podcast. We've got the screen set up. We're ready to go. The only problem is we weren't streaming for a month, so I didn't necessarily want to come straight back with a podcast, but I would like to do my first podcast. I'm in the mood for it. And with this first podcast, I'd like to have Terry on. I think at first Terry kind of wasn't feeling it. He wasn't really I don't know if I want to use the word comfortable, but he wasn't comfortable with the podcast at first, but since Terry's been doing his own voice chats over in the Discord, I think he's warmed up to the idea. He's warmed up to the idea of a podcast now. So I would like to talk with him again and see if he does want to do this podcast. We'll have him live on here. Oh, there's actually a set day for the Gift Wars. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Alright. Alright, a set day for the Gift Wars. Okay. I'm on the Discord, Wonder Bro, but the most important thing is you're back helping us kick anxiety's ass. Hey, I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate that. Alright, I'm in. Let's check it. There we go. We got Jimmy in here. Cool, cool, cool. Good to have you, dude. If you just want to click around on the Discord, go to like the start here and all that good stuff under the important information tab. You can learn a few things about it. You can get started. You can figure out how it all works. It's all right there. Oh yeah, podcast. It would be fun. If I can get a hold of Terry anytime soon, we'll see if we can make it happen. I'll toss Terry a DM right now. Actually, he's probably at work, but I'll toss him a DM and just kind of get his thoughts on it. So, message sent. Message sent. We'll see what Terry has to say. Edgar. I'll try to make sure to do that for you, bro. Mikey is the champ. GIF Wars question mark. Yeah, so GIF Wars is a thing that started quite a while ago on the Discord in the Hangout portion of the chat, where they literally, correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not a part of these GIF Wars, but I believe the concept is you send GIFs back and forth in the chat until people give up. You gotta, it's a last man standing, king of the hill sort of situation. I believe that's the rules of the GIF war. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's how it goes. And don't give them that idea. Don't give them that idea. I believe it was Maddie. People started calling her the Discord secretary, and she actually, I changed her nickname to that. So Mike's like, please, please no. He'll actually do it. Please no. All right. So message sent to Terry. A lot of you guys know who Terry is. He's one of my admins here. He's also an admin over on the Discord. He's healed, he's recovered, has been for some time, and people really enjoy his talks. So I would love to have him on the actual channel for a podcast. But message sent. We'll see what he has to say about it. Either way, no big deal, but it would be cool. See, my idea, and you guys let me know how you feel about this, right? You guys let me know how you feel about this. But my idea for the podcast was, of course, they're always going to have like an underlying message of mental health, right? So my idea was we start the podcast with whoever our guest is, talking about mental health, talking about anxiety, talking about their experience, stuff like that, and then from there we can stumble across any topic, right? Like just kind of free roam. So that was my idea. Every podcast we do, we start with the topic of mental health, and then we see where it goes. We might end up on something totally different by the time it's over, right? A million different topics, not necessarily anxiety related, but we always start with anxiety. That was my idea for the podcast because for those of you who don't watch podcasts, that's pretty much what it is. You have a theme, but at the same time, it's kind of like a talk show. You cover all sorts of different things. So that was my take on it. I think that would be fun too. I really do. I think that would be a lot of fun. I feel like, of course, this channel will always be for mental health, but at the same time, I don't think it would hurt to every now and then, like on a podcast, for example, stumble across other topics. I think that could be fun. Might not get as many views, but it'd still be really fun for me to be able to mix it up every now and then. Sounds like good sleep material. Hey, I fall asleep to podcasts all the time, so I understand where you're coming from. like I said, it's cool to chill every once in a while. Like I said, the podcast might not get very many views. Like after they might at first while we're talking about anxiety and stuff, and people might tune out after that. And I understand because that's what the channel is all about. It's about anxiety. It's about mental health. But for those of you who still support and want to hear things that are not necessarily anxiety related all the time, I think it could be fun. I think it could be a lot of fun. I appreciate the tip goal again tonight, guys. Thank you for that. And I do apologize for the month away. It was out of my control. I know I keep saying that. Sounds like I'm a broken record over here, but I do apologize for that. Podcast tomorrow with Terry. I'd like to do it. I mean, I would do it as soon as tomorrow. If Terry's down, we can try to make that happen. Just waiting to hear back from him now. Can't do a podcast without a guest. You got to have a guest on a podcast. Gotta have a guest on the podcast. But you know what? If we're gonna end up doing this, we might, if Terry is cool with it. We need to kind of theme the podcast screen here. At least add something that's like Christmassy, right? At least add something that's got a bit of Christmas in it. So let's do this. We gotta at least have some lights or something, right? It doesn't look good there. There we go, kind of like they're strung from one microphone to another, yeah? Let's see if we can also figure out what the hell's going on with this and why it stops so often. Let's see if that fixed it. Nope. Nope. Let's see if that fixed it. Nope. Okay. Any word from Terry just yet? Not yet. I need to check the applications. I'm sure a lot of people have submitted one for the podcast. Let's see. What's for dinner, Wonder Bro? So far today, what did I eat? I ate a double cheeseburger, good old McDonald's, and what else did I eat? I ate something else. I can't remember. I know I ate something else. I think I had popcorn chicken. Pretty sure I had popcorn chicken. What would be the first non-anxiety topic? I was just gonna let it go, just see where it goes, kind of deal. Because of course, whoever my guest is, I'm sure we'd get off on other topics. You know what I mean? Just kind of naturally. I feel like that's when it's best anyway. Rather than having like a set topic, you just kind of naturally let the conversation take you wherever it will. How'd you get the mental clarity back? So it's something that you don't try to force back. When you say, how to get the mental clarity back, it kind of hints at the fact that you're trying to introduce rationality, which of course you can't introduce rationality when these thoughts are doing their thing. To try to force the rationality to come back is the same as trying to push away the thoughts. And we know we don't want to push away the thoughts. So instead of trying to forcefully gain any sort of mental clarity back, you really have to just go there. You have to go there, as in you have to face and accept whatever the mind is throwing at you without adding the second fear, right? So instead of saying, I want to kind of force the mental clarity to be there, which is really the same as saying I want to try to argue with these thoughts and be rational, which we know is not going to work. Right? When you fight these thoughts, it's a lot like fighting Muhammad Ali. That's something I heard before and it always stuck with me. So instead of saying, I want to try to get the mental clarity back, say, okay, I accept that there is no mental clarity at the moment. Right? Instead of trying to say, I want to get the mental clarity back, you could say, I accept whatever thoughts are coming. I'm just going to sarcastically agree with them and cut out the middleman, which is the worry. I'm going to allow them to be. I'm just going to say it is what it is. I'm going to give them permission, right? I'm not going to try to force any sort of mental clarity. I'm just going to accept that there is none, right? As the old saying kind of goes, what you resist tends to persist. So important to keep that in mind. Let's see, can we get some snow on here? Or is it too much? That's a little bit too much. A little bit too much in my opinion. Yeah, a little bit too much going on. That's a heavy snow there. We got some light snow somewhere. Something a little bit easier on the eyes. Eh, still a pretty heavy snow there. I don't know. A little bit too much in my opinion. Santa Claus, Santa Claus. My boy Sanchez. That's a good little mantra to kind of remember there, Purple. Whenever you're confused or whenever you're thinking about it way too much, trying to figure it out, just kind of remember what you resist tends to persist. So let's go towards it. Let's go towards it with an attitude of acceptance, right? Because of that, it's good to be back. Thank you for that. Okay, the snowman's actually kind of cute. Let's see. Wait, how do, okay. Oh shit. That scared the fuck out of me. That scared the shit out of me. Who was that? I was zoned out doing something else. Kate, thank you so much, Kate. Thank you so much for the $5 tip. Break a tip goal. I appreciate you. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for that jump scare. It's a little dark, but we'll switch back over to the main for a second. Need to do something with this screen. I don't know what though. Maybe this would work. Eh. Eh. Have a good night, Jimmy. I appreciate you stopping by, dude. Thank you. Appreciate you. Let's see, maybe this one would work. We gotta find something, chat. We gotta get festive around here. Kinda like that one. That one's not bad. Alright, you guys, we're at that hour and 20 mark. I've been working on the stream, kind of zoning out a little bit. We're going to go ahead and end this one here. Thank you guys so much for watching tonight. It's been a good one. I hope I was able to answer any and all questions that you had. Don't forget, you can join us over on the Discord. The conversation continues over on the Discord. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Going to go ahead and get out of here. I love you, and I'm sure I'll see you very, very soon. And until next time, as always, stay awesome.